It was a crisp autumn morning in late October, in a quiet town just outside Oxford. The sun had barely risen above the golden treetops, and the air carried the faint smell of damp leaves and morning mist. Robert Hayes, a retired schoolteacher, was enjoying his usual walk through the town's central park. The gravel path crunched under his shoes as he breathed in the calmness of the day. As he turned a corner near a small, ornamental pond, Robert noticed a tiny figure standing still by the edge of the path. It was a young squirrel, no bigger than his hand, its soft brown fur puffed up against the cold. The little creature's body trembled, and its dark, curious eyes darted nervously between the passing world and the stranger who had suddenly appeared. Robert crouched down slowly, not wanting to startle it. From his coat pocket, he pulled out a small handful of peanuts, a habit he had formed after years of feeding the park's birds. Holding them out, he waited. To his surprise, the squirrel took a hesitant step forward, then another, until it was close enough to sniff his fingers. Gently, it began to nibble at the peanuts, its tiny paws resting on his hand. When Robert stood and began to walk away, he noticed the squirrel trailing behind, scampering just a few steps behind his shoes. Amused, he tried to shoo it back toward the trees, thinking it was best for such a creature to remain in its natural home. But the squirrel, determined and oddly fearless, kept following him. By the time Robert left the park, he realized the little animal had no intention of turning back. After several failed attempts to send it away, he finally relented, telling himself that it would leave on its own soon enough. But when he reached his front gate, there it was, waiting, tail flicking gently in the morning light. That evening, Robert's wife, Margaret, opened the door to find her husband holding the squirrel in his cupped hands. They set up a small box lined with a blanket, a bowl of fresh water, and an assortment of nuts and fruit. The couple decided to call their unexpected guest Pip. In the weeks that followed, Pip's timid nature began to fade. He learned to climb onto Robert's shoulder during breakfast, peek into the fruit basket when no one was looking, and curl up in Margaret's lap during quiet afternoons. His playful mischief filled the house with laughter. There were moments, too, that spoke of a deeper bond. On rainy days, Pip would sit on the windowsill, chattering softly, his eyes following Robert as he moved about the garden. At night, when the house grew still, he would curl up in his nest box, but not before giving a gentle paw tap, as if to say thank you. Months passed, and the family came to realize something profound. Pip was no longer a guest. He was part of them, woven into the daily rhythms of their lives. This small creature, who had once stood trembling at the edge of a park path, had found not just shelter but a home. For Robert and Margaret, Pip was a reminder of something simple yet powerful, that acts of kindness, however small, can open the door to connections we never expect. In the quiet heart of autumn, a chance meeting in a park had blossomed into a bond that would warm their home for years to come.